Another year, another new competition for the Oakland Roots as they visit One Spokane Stadium to take on Spokane Velocity. It's the Jägermeister Cup here in 2025. Happy to have you with us here on KTVU Plus alongside MLS veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Joe Malfa. Here is basically a brief overview of Jägermeister Cup. It goes through the summer and from there into the knockout phases, so we'll continue to explain along the way. But the gist of it, 6 groups around the country, every team playing 4 matches, 2 home, 2 away. Go to penalties if need be. And the top 6 teams, the 6 group winners plus 2 wild cards, make it to the knockout round. Ricky, let's get to know Group 1 a little bit here. It's one of the 2 groups that has 7 teams instead of 6. Really competitive group here in Group 1, and already a little bit of action in this group. Vegas, they beat Orange County. And Sac, they took care of AV Alta. So now can the Oakland Roots continue the momentum that USL Championships, they win 3 games out of 3. And they have an opportunity here against a USL League One side to start things out. But a familiar face on the opposition tonight. Anwar Pelaez, who scored 8 goals for the Roots back in 2023, is leading the line for Spokane. Anwar Pelaez is just a handful to deal with. He's mean, he's physical, he's a really true target man for Spokane Velocity. And he also has the legs and the work rate to run in behind. Look for Anwar Pelaez to really test this back line of Oakland Roots. He needs to be massive for this home side. And warm-ups are brought to you by UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital. On the Roots side, we look to Jose Sinistera. He's dropped back into more of a number 10 role, and it's really paid dividends for the Roots in the attack. Sinistera is quickly becoming a full-time and a complete player for the Oakland Roots. The ability to create not only for himself, but the other players around him. He has that quality to run in behind and be clinical in front of goal. He needs to be the best player on the field for the Oakland Roots if they want to pick up this big win on the road. And they would like to pick up this win. It's another trip to the Pacific Northwest. A couple weeks back, they lost to Tacoma Defiance in Open Cup. Now a chance to improve the result against Spokane in Jägermeister Cup. It's Oakland and Spokane next on KTVU Plus.
The only way to win is to do it together. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots have teamed up. We are leading the charge to address food insecurity, empowering all athletes to improve physical health, and expanding the health and wellness resources available to the residents of Oakland and the Bay Area. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandroots.com/anthem to learn more.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You might not be related, but you're still family. You don't just give an extra hand. You give your whole heart and a whole lot of muscle. Because it feels good to raise up the community that raised you. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
It turns out Oakland sports fans won't have to wait long to catch another game at the Oakland Coliseum.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge.
A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew. Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
O San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
Tonight's match is presented in part by Anthem Blue Cross. Split the starting lineups this evening, brought to you by Anthem, beginning with Spokane. 4-2-3-1 for Lee Biederman, but it all comes down to that middle 3, Denton Lewis and Luis Heel. If they can get on the ball and they can get in a rhythm early and often, now that allows Reedy Jome to be really expansive and aggressive
to supply Anwar Pillai the service that he wants. You want Anwar Pillai to stay as high as he possibly can for those players to operate underneath him.
On the other side for Oakland lineup, also brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Gavin Glinton said that it would look like a regular season lineup, and he held true to that.
It starts with that back line. NJ will play that wing back position. Gagi, Hackshaw, and Kai Green. You want them to be really compacting, keeping everything in front of them. And Jurgen Damm on the right-hand side, the work rate to provide the width from the wingbacks is going to be crucial for the Oakland Roots because that allows central locations where Sinistera, Prentice, and Wilson can operate in.
These two teams meeting for the first time ever here in this crossover in the second edition of Jägermeister Cup. It did exist last year, for those of you who may be wondering what exactly is going on here this year. It existed last year in USL League One, just as an additional cup. Think FA Cup, think Carabao Cup over in England. And it worked out well. Teams loved it, fans loved it, and this year it seemed like a no-brainer to expand it to USL Championship. So every team under that umbrella, USL Championship, USL League One participating, and you get a fun crossover matchup like this. Had some interesting conversations with both head coaches today. Lee Wiedemann for Spokane, Gavin Glinton for Oakland, about the gaps between the leagues, and they both struck the same chords that the gaps aren't really what maybe some people make them out to be.
And now if you are a USL League One side, you're looking at this competition and say, we can talk about the gap not being that big, so now it's an opportunity to go out and showcase that. Lee Wiedemann was very vocal, saying that the top of League One is probably very similar to that mid to low portion of USL Championship. Big opportunity for Spokane just to right their wrongs and play against a higher opposition.
Especially with that Pro Rel announcement on the horizon for USL. Good chance to see how all these teams stack up. Referee Brad Jensen set to send us on our way. Oakland left to right in the black, Spokane right to left in the blue. Happy to have you with us on KTVU Plus with Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Joe Malfa. Underway in the 2025 Jägermeister Cup between Oakland and Spokane. Rafael Spiegel getting the start in goal again for Oakland. He started the Open Cup loss against Tacoma. It's been Kendall McIntosh every game so far in the regular season. See how that works itself out as the year goes along. Spiegel, really good experience, background mostly in Switzerland, was also owned by West Ham from 2012 to 2017. Early free kick opportunity for Spokane.
Position of Jurgen Damm is going to be crucial to the success of the Oakland Roots because you do not want to get caught a little bit too aggressive because that allows Kai Green to come over, and that's where Anwar Pillai likes to operate in between both center backs. Big test for the Oakland Roots to defend this set piece early on here.
Derek Waldeck stands over at left-footed option. Luis Heel, the right-footed option. Former U.S. international Heel. Curls it in, loose in front at the doorstep. The whistle blew. Whistle blew before it was put in. Free kick coming out for Oakland. Pardon me, actually offside. Flag came up from the assistant referee. Same result in the end. It's a kick coming out for the Roots.
Just look at the quality from Luis Heel. There is a little bit of contact and essentially right in front of Gagi. He gets pulled off. It does come off of the arm of Miller as well. Early signs just to see how explosive and how dangerous Spokane can be in set pieces.
In that Open Cup loss for Oakland against Tacoma, the goal for Tacoma came on a free kick, direct free kick. Spiegel was beat, brilliant strike. There was no stopping it. And then the goal in extra time came on just a broken down play given away at the back by Neville Hackshaw. All that's to say, in their one match so far this year against a Division III team, the Roots, they were the better side. They controlled the vast majority of the game. It was just two individual moments. And to your point, there's your first warning. It was just one individual moment, almost done in, a minute and a half in.
So how do you stay tuned in for 90 minutes? It's going to be a big challenge for Gavin Glinton. That's going to be a message as well.
Jurgen Damm will get it back into play. Sinistera up in front. Arahanga could not control it. Jurgen Damm, longtime Liga MX star in Mexico. Multiple-time champion in Best 11. Starting to get his feet under him more with the Roots. 6 appearances, 3 starts in the regular season so far. And a late start to the season, Jurgen Damm. Quickly becoming a fan favorite. Notice Oakland again playing out of a 5-back here today. Had an extensive conversation with Gavin Glinton about that. Beginning of the season, he said they would favor the 4-back look, but wouldn't be afraid to shift to this 3 or 5, however you want to call it. And it's really worked for them these last couple of games when they've switched to it, so you almost wonder if they'll start sticking with this going forward if the success continues. Gomez, out wide, whipped in front, chance there for Wilson.
This is the ICCU Corner Camp, your financial success fan club.
Corner brought to you by Ava Community Energy, first of the day for Oakland. Sinistera curls it in, Gagi was closest to it. Drop back for Biarahanga. Unable to get it back to Wilson cleanly. Does, however, keep it in play. Peter Wilson, 28-year-old from Liberia, coming off his first goal for the Roots. That win over Orange County, undoubtedly their best performance of the season, top to bottom.
Just looking at the formational change for Gavin Glinton, that 3-back system. He says, look, early in the season, our results weren't the best, no mistake about it. But since then, the profile player, this 3-back system really complements. You're looking at Jurgen Dahm, you're looking at Enjoy on the left-hand side, and you have 3 center backs that are comfortable with the ball at their feet.
Whipped in again from Jurgen Dahm. Volley from a distance, blocked down. Gomez lays it off. Back for Lukaranjai. Now it's Jom the other way, coming away for Spokane. Advantage played by Brad Jensen. And this time he'll stop it for the free kick.
Have to think as this ball pops out, there you go, this needs to hit it. His first touch is good. His second needs to be a shot on target. A bit unselfish for the center midfielder, and what that does, that allows Spokane just to come out and make it a little bit more transitional. A lot of contact from Gagi on Denton.
Derek Waldeck has been a consistent fixture in his career in League One, bouncing around a couple of teams, but always the key starter from his time in North Texas to his time now in Spokane. Stops in Knoxville, Greensville, in between.
Hackshaw. Kai Green. A faulty first touch. Spokane were quickly on top of the ball, but it's maintained by Oakland Roots. Spread for Sinistera, and it dribbles out of play. And in the early exchange, it's Sinistera in the wide areas, mulling over the tactics of this game. A good time to look at our forward keys to the game. And for Spokane, against a side in Oakland that will press high, will apply the pressure, it is crucial that with possession they build cleanly and do not give anything away cheaply at the back. For Oakland, they simplified the approach, gone back to what worked for them last year, and just waited for opponents to make mistakes that they can capitalize on. Not beating themselves, they must remain simple in their approach today, as it has been so effective for them. And it is firmly a mid-block from Spokane Velocity. Scoping the wide areas and over the head of Babu Jai. The injury report for these two sides coming into the day, none reported. Nico Brett's missed some time for Spokane. He's back on the bench for this one. Now it's with Sinistera. Sinistera! And a bruising block from David Garcia. Takes it out for another corner kick. Oakland Roots starting to turn the screws. Sinistera with some nifty footwork to wriggle into shooting position. Garcia is able to head it off. Dating back to last year, Roots have gone 12-2-1 when they score first, looking for the opener. Didn't get over the first hurdle. It's a goal kick. Looked like it was Jürgen Dahm in the mix. Roots are the ones who have the pace so far. Sloping into Waldeck, who opens things up. Dahm retreating. Joan unable to keep it within the 4 lines. Settling touch. Brushed wide, Waldeck. A runner peeling into the gap. It's Anwar Pelaez. Mets with conviction by Kai Green. And that Nabil Hackshaw, who scrambled all the way over from his central center back position to shadow that run. And the captain with some calm cover. Spokane extending to meet this first goal kick of the game for Oakland. Trying to apply a pass into the deep spaces in behind. Away by Waldeck. It's a risky ball. Prentice is lurking. It's waves of pressure from Oakland Roots. And Babu Jai is the one that they will get the foul against as he stretched and lunged to try and get a touch to the ball, and Jai is down. This is not a pleasant picture. Babu Jai has found a real home with Oakland the last 2 years, has been enjoying his play. He seems to have come into close contact with the opposition there, and is worse for wear. Looked like it was Andre Lewis who was the other player that came in for that loose ball. We hope everybody's all right. Hopefully nothing more than a bang for both players. Looked like they came knee to knee there. Both Andre Lewis and Babu Jai are back to their feet. Play is allowed to proceed. Sinistera in pursuit. A little bit casual there was Cameron Miller. Spokane have it in hand now, though, exploring the wide areas. And stepped down by Prentice for a throw. Joe. Oprah out for another throw in. Denton with a foot on the ball. And push down a play. You can scan now and have a chance to win one of 20 unique restaurant discounts. Thank you to Caruso's, The Burger Dock, Flatstick Pub, TT's Barbecue, Casa Tap House, IHOP, and Method Juice Cafe. Sinistera in a bind. Blustering forward, it's Louis Hale. Guiding into Pelaez. Pushed aside by Nabil Hackshaw. That is a weight room check from a burly center back, Nabil Hackshaw. Spokane, though, still with the threat, preparing for a throw. It appears it will be a long one, as Pierre Reedy gets the sizing of a runway. Bonnie stirring in the box now for Spokane. with lift. On it down to the top of the area. Lewis able to recover it for Spokane Velocity. Spokane regain their shape after the long throw. Trying to draw Oakland up to engage them in their own half. Oprah and Joe. Now Lewis dropping in. Miller. So calm on the ball, Spokane. And right on cue, the giveaway. Sinistera. Back in tow for Pioriti. Luis Heel in the groove. Garcia. This is the possessional play that Spokane feel right at home with. A quarter hour in. A swaddling first touch from Dom. Put into a tight spot at the end line. It's grappled back by Heel. Shuffled in and shuffled away. It's Spokane starting to lean on their opposition now. Oprah. Jome. Oprah beats a ball in and it lands in the side netting. USL on the CBS Sports Network kicks off May with a matchup of NorCal rivals. One of them playing in front of you right now, Oakland Roots. They'll take on Sacramento Republic. Again, that's May 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Chance to drink in the sights and sounds of America's last great dive bar, the Oakland Coliseum. Play is brought to a halt. We saw Sacramento Republic in action last night against AV Alta. Another interleague exchange. Sacramento taking that narrowly by a score of 1-0. We actually saw a lot of parity last evening in the proceeding of play between the championship and League One. League One sides, including penalty victories, taking 3 of the 8 contests. And everything was tight. This competition never fails to capture the imagination, provide the drama. 10 of the 15 games overall last evening were played within a 1-score margin. Spokane certainly look up for it today against Oakland Roots. That's an interesting pass. Certainly showing an interest was Anwar Pelaez, who made the bending run. Waldeck splitting a line there, just playing one into a bit of space. Pelaez unable to make it stick, though. Skipping in behind. Wolfgang Prentice was in the regen. A calm header from Oprah, though. Unable to tame it was Daniel Gomez. Spokane just looks so comfortable right now with possession. Oakland had a much more aggressive pressing stance against Orange County in that victory last weekend. They've been reluctant to come up and engage, as Gagi is going to be called for the foul. Gagi Marvelishvili is a player that had a central role last year for Oakland Roots. Relegated to much more of a reservist role this season. Only started one game, that was in the Open Cup against Tacoma. As he gets the run out here today. Overcooked and out of touch. Away by Spokane. Guggy. And Guggy again. Hackshaw. Slow but steady progress for Oakland Roots. Flush to the wide side and out of touch. Elite Minds, unlock your mind, unlock your game, and visit our website today. Rumbling out over the end line, goal kick. Waldeck. Kai Green stepping in. Wolfgang Prentice, a chance to evaluate the options. Back to Guggy. Roots continue to struggle to make any kind of headway through the center of the park. All of their attacking focus has been on the flanks, as it is now. Babu Jai. Was a well-shaped pass. It will fall back to Sinistera. Sinistera speeding away. Morancio called into action. The in-game rainbow flick from the man in the rainbow kits. This is just brilliant skill. Sublime quality. Lucky Oprah found himself on the wrong end of the highlight reel. Sinistera unable to actually create anything with that blinding bit of raw talent, but certainly captured the imagination for a moment. Wakes up what has been relatively a sleepy first 20 minutes here. See if that ignites anything for Oakland Roots, any bit of inspiration that comes from that. See that kind of individual flair in the modern game. Sometimes, though, with how rehearsed the tactics are at this stage of play in the year 2025, that's exactly what you need to be unpredictable and break things up. Spokane popping the ball around, and the pass just rolls away. Looked like it was Denton who was making the run upstream. Babu Jai. Leaning it wide for Wolfgang Prentice. His cross is blocked by Oprah. Lucky Oprah, another one of those titleists from last year's vintage. Was part of that Northern Colorado side that knocked off forward Madison in the final. Lifted in and once more turned away by Spokane Velocity. Hurled in. Marancio forced to flash the gloves. And that came upon the Spokane goal with quickness. That's from a tight angle. Marancio had no chance to see it till it was right on top of him. Little flick on header. And one taken off the board by a man that found himself in the USL League One Team of the Week last week, coming off a 7-save performance against AV Alta. Another one for the scrapbook there. Under duress again, though. This one is welted out of play. You never want to see a corner go out for a throw. Ujai will make the long walk back to his natural position on the left following the corner. Lombard Brewing is proud to be the preferred craft brewery partner of the USL team in Spokane. Of course, you can visit our downtown tasting room for expertly brewed craft beer and food. And crafting the move here, our Spokane Velocity. Left in for Waldeck, who beams it across! Louis Hill does what he does! Spokane sky high, 1-0. It comes against the grain, but the captain claims control of the contest with a simple nod of the head. The answer is affirmative, and Spokane sky in front of their opposition. And the cat is amongst the pigeons. He'll scored 3 times in this competition a year ago. And he has not closed the tab in 2025. So the whole thing gets shaken up just beyond the 25th minute. What say you, Oakland Roots? That has been the pertinent point in the performance for this side from Northern California in these recent successful fixtures for them. They've been able to jump in front of their opposition and then manage the game from there. It will be a different kind of challenge here today on the road. The heavy artillery is brought into the picture. Big Bunny's up for this long throw from Babu Jai as Oakland try to get it right back. Rancial thankful to not be required to leave his feet here. Oakland thought that they had a corner coming. And they may have made a convincing argument. The roadside have shown some malice from dead balls already. Tested Marancio once. It belongs to Luis Sinistera. Within swing, and swung away. A brisk and breezy header, but it's kept in. A second entry. Kai Green centering. Sinistera prodding it along. There's advantage to be played. Nabil Hackshaw sizing it up. Play is brought to a close. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. The Academy to the big league. Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com. The latest Select product specials and more. Folks, they call it the player's choice. The fans in full voice and a great peek at that Select ball. It's a sharp number this year. Looks great in flight. Certainly did from the POV of Luis Hill as he connected with the back of the net to make this game 1-0 only moments ago. And that's a gazelle-like run from Pierre Reedy. Gagi pulsing into the attacking half. Dam down the line. And darting out of play. Seeing now Wolfgang Prentice with a little bit more roaming room. Joining up on that near-hand side, and there's a good look at the goal scorer. Luis Hill. He's accustomed to the quality of higher levels of competition. Made his professional debut at 17 years of age. The MLS level. Nearly 100 appearances for him before he even turned 20 years old. Gavin Glitton is now the one trying to solve the equation. His side down a goal. That's a clever ball. Jurgen Damm. Marancio puts himself in front. Woldak. Intercepted by Damm. Kai Green. And this is Gagi, who's found the ball at his feet quite a bit. Sinistera spinning and twisting and firing. It's blocked by Miller. You're seeing in full Technicolor, though, in these last 5 minutes, how the movement of that front three of Oakland Roots can really make it difficult for an opposing defense to get the full leveling of exactly where the opponents even are. Sinistera allowed into a massive pocket of space there. Off the head of Jai. Did pretty well just to keep it in play. Pass with too much weight. Carries out of touch. Lee Wiedemann. A manager that's not short on style. That is true for how his team plays, as well as the sartorial choices, if you will. Down the line it goes. Bit of an agile piece of defensive work from Kai Green. Andre Lewis stepping in, and he's bundled by Sinistera. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Plenty to choose from down the docket of this Jägermeister Cup. Really get to see the color of the sport across the country. That's a faulty header. Pelaez is in. Anwar Pelaez, he scuffed it. And he thought that he was shoved in the process. Just let the opportunity marinate for too long. And didn't get the ball out from underneath his feet. Oakland are fortunate not to be down by a double. Leaned wide, Wolfgang Prentice gusting away to the end line. Somehow kept a cross in. We'll get a second bite. Roped into the area. Reedy recovering. Woldeck gets red. Not all the way clear. This is a mad dash for possession. Who wants it? Wanting it too much was Jürgen Dahm. And here is the plan that went all wrong for Anwar Pelaez. Was gifted a gilded opportunity, held off Gagi well. And he thinks he got fouled, and he may have a claim. Certainly a lot of contact, that's what put him off. Had the goal at his mercy though, and couldn't extend the advantage. Louis Heel now. Kai Green steps up from the back and heads it off. Sinistera lost his footing for a second, now loses the plot. Andre Lewis. Denton is spun down. Those two have had a really nice chemistry so far. Andre Lewis and Denton moving off one another, finding the soft spots. It was Bia Rohunga who was called for the foul as Lewis trots into the attack. Joe, a softening first touch. Here is Andre Lewis. Joe with pace. A duck. Spokane will try the other side. Woldeck infield. Heel off the back heel. Nobody there to receive. Sinistera. Scuttling and swerving. But could not undo all three defenders of Spokane, and now he's committed the foul. The Windmere Foundation is thrilled to welcome our charity of the month. It's more than a home, it's a way to give back. Please visit our site at www.windmerefoundation.com. I'll tell you this, Spokane have made themselves right at home in the advantage, playing with real swagger. They're looking for the second goal, as they should. You look at any kind of statistical deep dive, and a side that tries to bunker after going up a goal is much more likely to forfeit that advantage that they've earned. Taking wide samplings from all across the game, that tends to bear out as true. Ten minutes to the end of the half. Kai Green. Dom. Scooped up and off the head of Jai. Able to walk it out over the end line is David Garcia. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including the USL All Access Show. That's on Tuesday nights. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. That's all on Sirius XM FC 157, the new Sirius XM app. I'm sure many were close to their radios, if those are still around, earlier this morning to listen to Liverpool not get to officially lift the trophy in terms of the celebration and ceremony, but seal up their Premier League title in the year of 2025. Spokane Velocity, a side that knows something about coming close to a championship, having bowed out in the final round to Union Omaha a year prior. In for Jai. A beaming ball across the formation, and again with too much carriage. Oakland have been happy to score in the first half. Gavin Glinton has equipped his side with the kind of armament to start games fast. They've already scored 6 goals in league play in the first 45. That's half of what they had all of 2024. They've yet to solve this riddle so far. Sinistera circling. It's actually Peter Wilson with the ball at feet. Hackshaw. Jai. Driven wide. It was ambitious. We've seen Babu Jai with much more opportunity to involve himself in the center of the park this year. Had time enough to get a clean look of the target and pulled the trigger. Ultimately biteless. That was Oakland's 4th shot of the contest. Only the one real opportunity, that knock-on header from Gagi when it was still 0-0. Sinistera was rambling in. Lewis, a lovely bit of work on the ball. Just makes you marvel. Unable to do anything with it was Jack Denton. Quick subcision of proceedings as the referee has whistled the play dead. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. In possession of Kai Green. Now Hackshaw. And Gagi. On approach is Babu Jai. Never gets there, Joe. Lewis. This is really prickly building out for Spokane. This is Oakland's press at its best, and it wins the ball. As soon as it went backwards, that's when Oakland triggered. Jai. Ranging forward, Babu Jai. Stabbed away by Ishjo. A sturdy tackle from a sturdy wide man who can play in the attack or in defense. Right now holding things down out by the touchline. Jai will have room for one now, though. An excellent touch from Waldeck just to take the sting right out of the cross, and Pierre Reedy's got pace. Green unable to grab it back. Lewis streaming forward. Reedy ready to release. Lewis paved in. Anwar Pelaez plows home. And this time he makes sure to make good. He scored 8 goals in his career for Oakland Roots. Today he scores against Oakland Roots. And the lead is 2 in Spokane. Pierre Reedy has really fought to get back from injury. A lost season a year ago, but boy, has he found himself in this Spokane outfit now, and Andre Lewis rare quality off the left foot. The weight was absolutely perfect. And Anwar Pelaez, all he had to do was keep running forward. First time finish. And that's as easy as it gets for a number 9. Basking in his moment on Sunday's sun. In full bloom, Anwar Pelaez takes Spokane 2 goals clear. And now it really is beholden of Oakland roots to level up the attacking approach. Spokane trying to not get too high and keep a level head into halftime. Pelaez goes down rather easy. Prentice does not. Took a hard whack there and the foul is awarded. He wondered when the first yellow card may come. And speaking of Icarus, Anwar Pelaez voicing himself. He had his chest stuck out after scoring the goal. He maybe expressed himself with a little bit too much vim and vigor as he goes in the book.
Yellow card given to Spokane in the 45th minute, number 16, Anwar Pelaez.
I believe that is the first yellow card of the game. Jai is unable to tame the ball at the end line. This is the first meeting of the two teams, but it has been a bit contemptuous so far. As stated, that is the first booking. There have been 11 total fouls, though 9 of them committed by Oakland Roots so far. And it will be 2 minutes of stoppage time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated a minimum of 2 minutes of stoppage time. This stoppage time is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene
This
Casino
half
Resort
stoppage is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort and Hotel. There's 2 minutes to break the tape for Spokane Velocity. They have earned the advantage. Both these teams playing with such a tempo and rhythm coming into the contest. It was Oakland Roots emerging into this one with back-to-back wins in the league. First time of doing so in so long for them in USL Championship play. They've been over 15 games since they had won consecutive league fixtures. As for Spokane, unbeaten in their last 4, and taking the hammer to a couple of sides. And hammering in there was Kai Green. Just leapfrogged Pierre Reedy there. Those two have been twisted up in something of a battle all game long. As they are again, this time Kai Green wins it. Has won a foul. Kai Green served in for Hackshaw. And that will do. That will certainly do for Spokane Velocity. Roots put to the sword in the first 45 on the road. A pair of goals, one from Luis Hill, one from Anwar Pelaez. And it's with a wide grin that Spokane takes this to the intermission. Much to get into at the break. We've got it all coming up for you in the Jägermeister Cup. It's Spokane of USL League One, who are in complete control. Oakland Roots will try and figure out what to do about it in the second half of play. Again, much to digest at the break as we set to step aside here from Washington. Spokane Velocity have made a point
true that a Windermere agent's client decided to experiment with power washing their deck a day before the house was supposed to go on the market. It's true that he may have accidentally destroyed said deck. Now, you might wonder, how did that deck get torn out, replaced, and stained in one day, in time for the listing to go live the next morning? We'll never tell.
At Eastern Washington University, students and faculty work side by side to restore a lost prairie and decrease our carbon footprint. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And urban and regional planning students partner with cities to gather the data they need to address homelessness. Interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world. That's Eastern Washington University and you.
I'm a real wild one. Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a Bronco Sport Wild Edition for $339 a month for 36 months, or purchase with $3.9 for 36 and get $2,000 wild bonus cash.
There it is. You're watching the USL Jägermeister Cup, where it is 2-0 at the half. Spokane Velocity, a couple goals to the good on their home patch. It's not been an uncommon sighting in this first round of fixtures in the Jägermeister Cup. USL League One teams punching up at their championship brethren. We'll show you everything from the first round of action. Here now.
Morris drives it. Header! Darren Smith in stoppage time. Of course!
Abukora serves it up to header! Loudon steals all 3 points at the death! It's Erlinson to substitute!
Plenty of space in behind. This is Oden across for Enderlong, and Naples in front. A 5-star counter, and it's USL League One's goal-scoring leader on the score sheet.
Blake thought about it. A teasing touch. Blake laid off. Back for Blake! A picture book goal for Indy 11 to double the lead.
Angle to be left here.
Won't be Bonfiglio, and they score another! How about that? Tobias Zarate finds a spot. Tapped in, and we are tied. Nate Worth is denied, and Miami FC able to get by Tampa Bay. What a moment here in the Jägermeister Cup.
Just in case you needed reminding, this competition will have your head spinning, as it did this guy. But he did score after doing the roundabout with the baseball bat on the ground. Off and running here in Spokane. More at halftime when we come back.
went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
3 ice-cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
I'll have a scoop of vanilla with the sprinkling of a 2-goal lead. Spokane fans enjoying themselves on this Sunday. The news and notes from around the divisions in the USL. US Open Cup, another Cup competition in full swing. 12 USL Championship sides and 3 USL League One sides staying involved to the round of 32 as the MLS clubs come in, and these groups get to test their mettle against the best of the best in the country. And of course, for Loudoun United, linking in the professional pathway with Virginia Revolution, trying to harvest the best talent out of one of the most rich areas in the nation. Loudoun United really enjoying their football this year in 2025, and FC Tulsa doing much of the same. They just got beat by Oakland Roots, so they got reinforcements in the fold in the form of Jamie Weber, who comes in on a club record fee, a very high-performing player in South Africa previously. Speaking of high performance, Rhode Island FC and Birmingham Legion really taking the medal to a couple of USL League One sides. A pair of big results for them at the first phase of group play, winning 3-1 in the respect of Birmingham Legion over Chattanooga Red Wolves, and Rhode Island finding the pace against a regional rival in Westchester here today. A bunch of goals scored by them, J.J. Williams with 2. We set to step aside when we come back. The second half underway between Spokane Velocity and Oakland Roots. Does Oakland have a comeback in them? We find out on the other side of a break.
At Eastern Washington University, students and faculty work side by side to restore a lost prairie and decrease our carbon footprint. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And urban and regional planning students partner with cities to gather the data they need to address homelessness. Interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world. That's Eastern Washington University and you.
When spring 2025 rolls back around, Spokane Zephyr FC will too, for part 2 of their inaugural season. You could witness all 7 spring home matches with a spring match pack. Tickets to 7 fast-paced matches in a fun, soccer-crazed environment at one Spokane stadium. Plus, you'll get season ticket holder benefits like merch discounts, a VIP party, and more. Visit uslspokane.com to score your spring match pack now.
It's true that a Windermere agent's client decided to experiment with power washing their deck a day before the house was supposed to go on the market. It's true that he may have accidentally destroyed said deck. Now, you might wonder, how did that deck get torn out, replaced, and stained in one day? In time for the listing to go live the next morning? We'll never tell.
This week on USL All Access, we spoke to Switchbacks captain Matt Mahoney.
How the slow start is going to be the fast turnaround for the 2024 title holders. How about Open Cup glory once again for USL Championship teams, the dominating factor in round 3. And last but not least, our final remaining team without a win, Hartford Athletic, finally grabbed 3 points and get themselves into the race in the Eastern Conference.
You don't want to miss it, SiriusXM FC and the USL YouTube page.
There's a poor giveaway. Vasquez onto it! Zahir Vasquez breaks the deadlock.
Spokane Velocity cutting through the sky. 2 goals ahead of Oakland Roots. We will show you exactly how they achieved that advantage now. The highlights from that first half of play by 15 turns of the globe. Alexeev, 19 years old. And Gibson will grab the armbands. He played the last 210 minutes consecutively, including the Cup, after not playing as much in the preceding games. Gibson brings into this contest 185 career USL Championship appearances and over 13,000 minutes. He will have seen everything, including exactly what it takes to come back from 2 goals down. Oakland Roots will be telling themselves they scored 2.5, so can we. Plenty of tension still in the tie as we rejoin live action from Spokane. Jai's up for it. Gagi and Hackshaw. Just confirmation of those substitutions as Jurgen Dahm was the one who had to make way for Alexeev. Oakland hoping that Alexeev has better luck with Pioriti. Moved along for Gagi. Wolfgang Prentice arcing in across. Alexeev squares it back across the frame. Down by Sinistera, who has a poke. Jai, what a save from Mauricio. Again come Oakland. Away goes Reedy. And play is once more summoned to a stop. Carlos Mauricio, miraculous. Babu Jai gave this a right leathering. First time. Mauricio saw it through the crowd. He needed the strong hands. He got 2 to it. That nearly took a touch right in front of him as well. That is fine goalkeeping work from the man in safety cone orange. Hard to miss him. Oakland, though, baring their teeth only 2 minutes into the second half. Mauricio getting his opportunity this year, was the understudy for much of the season a year past to Brooks Thompson. He may be under fire again soon as Oakland make way. Alexeev slotting a pass in for Sinistera, who roulettes through midfield. Jai. Guggy. And Jai again. He is dispossessed. Oprah gets a nibble in. He's under pressure. Jai is going to step it out for a throw. Don't for a second think that Oakland will back off, though. They know they've got their opposition pinned up against the ropes in the corner. Off the head of Pelaez, down by Sinistera. First touch for Gibson. Alexeev. Oakland have the rhythm, bossing the early portion of play. An arresting tackle is put in by a backtracking Anwar Pelaez. Trying to provide an option down the line. There was a collision there. Looks like it's just going to be a throw, though. Guggy. Widen for Babu Jai again. Ishjom is once more there to meet him. And on the ground, Wolfgang Prentice couldn't quite get the reading of it. And Oakland unable to pick up the pieces. Woldak. Popped down by Peter Wilson. It's going to be a free kick for Oakland Roots. Oakland living in the attacking half as they sent for another free kick. Some of those less than content around the ground, namely that guy. Spokane fans, though, have provided quite a good atmosphere down the first year of competition for their new club. They have made it their business to hit heavy. Once more, reaching the USL League One final a year ago. Now trying to make an impact on this Jaeger Cup. Babu Jai with other plans. Dashed away by David Garcia. Steady and sound at the back for David. Trebuchet at the ready. It takes the form of Babu Jai. Arcing in. Arrowing towards goal. It trickles in across the line. It's Guggy, who grabs one back for Oakland Roots. The ball just never able to be alleviated out of the 18. Gagi Marvelishvili, Johnny on the spot. If not so in as many syllables, is able to stick it home. A crucial redirection as Morancio was there and had every intent in minding the storefronts. A foul is given in Oakland Roots with uplifts. Move towards their target, having reduced the deficit by a factor of half. These Jaeger Cup matches have a tendency Morancio guiding one high. See how Spokane reacts to the newly defined conditions of play. There's Gagi, who got the goal. Needs to do some defending now. Andre Lewis with a plan. Joe. And heading it off at the near stick was Rafael Spiegel. Everything opening up now. It's all popping off. End-to-end stuff here in Spokane. Over the top. Oprah lost it in the shadows for a bit. Does get a nod to it. Jome down. Heel. Return for Jome. Pelaez is trudging through the channel, but it's snuffed out by Nabil Hackshaw. The back heel and out of play. Velocity fans, scan the QR code to get your single match tickets today. And with Spokane playing the way they are, you might be well served to get a hold of those. Upcoming games for Spokane Velocity will be at home against Westchester SC. That's on Sunday, May 4th. Then away to South Georgia Tormenta before returning home for another match that you can get tickets for against Richmond Kickers. This is Andre Lewis. The thumping heart for Spokane Velocity. Going down in the box. Andre Lewis thought he had a claim. We'll let you be the judge. Worked himself free of a forest of roots. And it looked like he just kind of lost his balance at the end. Working forward, Peter Wilson. Smoothly ahead. Wilson on the right hand. Alexei providing. Crashed away. And on the back heel, a glistening counterattack for Spokane Velocity. It's Denton sifting wide for Jome. It's Jome, Jai on skates. Lewis, and rolling wide for Waldeck. And it broke too late. Goal kick coming. USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. You can catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network, as well as ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Of course, this competition can be found on those platforms as well, although it does not count toward normal league proceedings. That is how the format played out last year to some degree, with USL League One sides having to have a truncated schedule because of the Jägermeister Cup as an interdivision competition. The schedule's back to normal status this year. A couple games shaved off for each league. Here's the goal scorer, Gagi. Sinistera attaching himself. Luis Sinistera just ran out of gas. And War Pelaez with opportunity ahead. Pierre Reedy is not even quick enough to catch up to that, though. So an hour in, and it's a bit of a barrage being served up by Oakland Roots. On a cloudless day in the state of Washington. Wolfgang Prentice making the run ahead. Gagi. Pushed centrally, Kai Green going direct. All three center backs of Oakland Roots stretching their legs into the attack. Sinistera shoveling a ball ahead for Jai, who keeps it in play. Away by Lewis. Well spotted into the center. Now it's Denton and Waldeck. Wide of him is Pierriti. Denton's busting along to get down the line and does. Spokane settling now, taking their time with their turn on the ball. They've been running and chasing the entire half. Lewis lofting one in. Did not outwit Babu Jai, who hits it back to his goalkeeper. Spokane resolved to play a much more counter-attacking brand as the game has progressed. Jabbing in to win it high is Andre Lewis, who's really started to assert himself in this frame of play. Oprah. Garcia. Pumped down. Brought in by Reedy. Pierriti. Working through the gears. Pierriti places the pass. It's off the shins of Pelaez. He may have been offside. The flag's not going to pop up, and it's with Joe. Andre Lewis in full flow. Oprah with brightness. Brings the ball in. It's hooked out. Bia Ruhanga spreading wide. Alex Sieve arriving on the scene, but not ahead of Derek Waldeck. With an hour gone. 2 first-half goals provided by first Luis Heel and then Anwar Pelaez. Secured the advantage for Spokane. Gagi got one back for Oakland, and that's what has us here. A real page-turner unfolding in Spokane. 2 changes at the halftime interval. Really enlivened this side from Northern California. Tyler Gibson and particularly Alex C., the teenager, have turned it all up for the Roots. Oprah wins the battle with Peter Wilson, who's not had much joy today. A veteran goal-scoring man from Monrovia, Liberia. Wilson's plied his trade in Sweden and Romania and Cyprus and Poland and Norway and Morocco, and has now planted his roots with Oakland's. He stoops back to his own end to provide some defensive cover now. Andre Lewis, don't want to give him too much time and comfort on the ball. David Garcia bounding up from the back. And Oprah and Garcia just stroking passes about. It was actually Denton who joined up in the attack, excuse me. She provides an option and outlet for Marancio. Enough with the pretty passing. Right to the point, Pierriti. Touching every blade of grass is Andre Lewis. The league's leader amongst midfielders for touches last year. Didn't see much of him in the first frame. He's been highly involved in the second half. The Spokane players stretch themselves out and prepare to be injected into the contest. Joe racing to the end line and smuggled away. Lucky Oprah, a patented long ball deliverer from throw-ins, postures himself and prepares. Spokane will treat this like a set piece, a corner kick. Hurled in by Oprah. Goalkeeper applies the knuckle. Back for Oprah. Pushing and shoving with Babu Jai. And shifting back to Waldeck. Derek Waldeck. Breaks the seal in the box. Pierriti grabs up the redirects. Pierriti again. Gusting into the area, just narrowly dealt with. Off that of Sinistera, no advantage will be there, but there is no foul. No, there is. A late whistle from Peter Jensen. And I'm not sure if he stopped play because of a potential head injury or because of a breaking of the laws of the game. That is a wicked hit. And Sinistera shaken up. He has been much involved on the attacking ends. As Sinistera rises to his feet. Sinistera acquired midstream last year. Wolfgang Prentice was not with the team a year ago. If you're tracking Wolfgang Prentice and his progress in the contest, it has been minimal, but that has not been true in recent weeks. As the involvement of the young Master Wolfgang has been profound these last couple games already, with 4 goals on the year, the most in any league campaign for him. A player that's maybe taken some time to reach his maturity. That was something that Gavin Glinton pointed out, but they've always known in Oakland he's had the ability. And their prodigal son has returned and is doing everything they need, Oakland Roots, in their home kit this year. Last couple years on loan with forward Madison. And he has been the talisman, Wolfgang Prentice. On the charge. Trying to connect on the 1-2. It was Andre Lewis and Pierriti. Reedy gets it back. It looks as if Justin Rasmussen is being prepared for Oakland Roots. And a chance for the change now.
Substitution for Oakland, leaving the match, number 2.
And it's Babu Jai, whose day is done. Was the only player last time out for Oakland Roots with over 50 touches. He has occupied a similar amount of involvement, but his day is done after an hour and change. Rasmussen coming on. 25-year-old from Las Vegas. Team's leader in the crossing department this year. 19 successful open play crosses on the campaign for him. Maybe a signal of the intentions of Gavin Glinton. That was close. Jack Denton was shaping to shoot. Given time enough to take it down and take a touch. Got it onto that right foot. And saw an alley. Looked like the goalkeeper had it covered though. Flushing into Rasmussen, a bending ball. And Wilson just went down. He's claiming he was put there by a defender. Based on the trajectory of that flight of the service, Wilson was just gonna have to run his head into it. It was a shapely ball. That's absolutely breathtaking. From Rasmussen, and Wilson just had his shoes get tied together. Nonetheless, it's nothing but a nearly moment. A what if for Oakland Roots in the 67th minute of play. You can get your Spokane Velocity merch today. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit the team store at Davenport Grand Hotel, excuse me. And goalkeeper Carlos Manuncio has been booked for time wasting. You know, there has been some discourse in and around the game that if that takes place, the goalkeeper takes more than 8 seconds to get rid of a goal kick, that should immediately result in a corner. That certainly would be a strong deterrent. Realistically, if a goalkeeper is to take a yellow card, the likelihood of them getting another is pretty small. If a goalkeeper is going to get a booking, it's going to be a red for denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. And it would take a lot of time wasting to ever get suspended for accumulation. Not really any penalty for a goalkeeper running the clock down that extra little bit, as Masongo Akale is ready to check in for Spokane Velocity, what would be their first change of the match. Oakland have used 3 changes, but because 2 of them took place at halftime, still can make 2 more individually. Still have 2 more available moments of substitution. Travella pass. It sits up on the pitch. Sinistero is there. Followed in at the back by David Garcia, who's just had the rough of the green today. He's been excellent at the back as Masongo Akale is brought into the contest to shake things up. A brilliant soloist in the wide spaces. He takes off Joe. So I think Lee Wiedemann seeing the switch of wide defenders with Rasmussen being brought on, Rasmussen, excuse me. Maybe there's a sense of opportunity with Masongo Akale. See which side he sets up on. But Jome had been on the right. "20 minutes to the end of the line. If it does get leveled and it stays that way beyond the natural proceeding of the game, it will be penalty kicks. Akale straight into the thick of it. And a quick draw of the whistle. That's been the story all game. Brad Jensen has not let anything slide. Bennett Savage is one of the linesmen. Devin Diekman is the other. Gloria Martinez Resendez is the 4th official. Pierriti unable to contain possession, but another foul is given. It looks like the final 2 changes. Panos Armanakis comes on. Pure creativity and invention in the form. The young Australian, born in Newport Beach, California. On his day, this is one of the purest technicians in the USL Championship. Ali Elmasnoy is also brought in, and it looks like he'll be at the front end as Sinistera is the one retrieved as the ball is spilled back towards the end line. Oprah. Eyes locked on the 18-yard box. Spokane in need of separation. It's a high header. And play is whistled dead. I think they're going to say that the throw-in did not meet requirements. The man in the middle. Encroaching, Peter Wilson, Waldeck. Releases downfield. Provided for Gagi. Pushing down the line, it's Panos Armanakis. Armanakis! Whipping delivery with that one to the left foot of his. Marancio holds on. Armanakis, he's been so good in his career against Oakland Roots, so they brought him in. 2 career goals in 2 career games, the most he's had against any particular opponent. Entering what now is his 3rd season in the USL Championship. Kai Green, it's a crafty ball, but nobody's there to receive it, except for maybe the manager, Gavin Glitton. He's got other things on his mind. Garcia, away by Marancio. Giving it a right chase is Anwar Pelaez. What are you going to taste for a goal, looking for another. Gobbled up by Andre Lewis. Just a note on Pelaez. This is not his first Cup goal of the year. Scored the winner against Ballard in the first round of the U.S. Open Cup. Meanwhile, in league play, already on 3 goals for the year. Took him some time to take to Spokane after joining up in the middle of last season, but this year he has been straight from the gate. This is exactly the kind of player that Lee Wiedemann thought that they were getting when they signed him up. Ushered away by Cameron Miller. Oprah digs in and dashes away any attacking intent from Oakland Roots, and it's another foul. Churning on, Spokane Velocity nearing the finish line. Rasmussen. Neat and tidy play on the touchline. And a skyscraping switch. Alexiev, Kai Green, and Hackshaw. With the outside of the boot. Once more pushed away. Kept in play for a moment. That's a throw-in coming, taken straight away by Gagi. Pinched away by Andre Lewis. Oprah. Elite minds, unlock your mind, unlock your game. Visit our website today. Oakland will need that sharpness of thought if they are to find a way to get it level here in this game. Panos Armanakis, always with bright ideas, and that's a bright ball. Just arcing over Marancio. Oakland scored about a minute or so into the second half. Did not take them long. It was actually 7 minutes into the frame. It felt like it was that quick, and it also feels an eon ago, as the game has somewhat come to a stall following that goal. No real chances to write home about. Gibson setting the tempo, slotting one wide for Armanakis again. Down by Reedy. Snakes into a wall in the form of Gagi. Rasmussen. Roping in for the tackle was Akale. Swapping passes about Oakland roots. This is really the longest sequence of build-up we've seen today. Rasmussen, once more carving one. Seems to be his designated role is just get into the wide spots and hammer them in. This time it's out for a goal kick. Perfect time to tell you that if you scan the QR code that's on your screen now, you can vote for your favorite Lumberbeard co-branded can. The winning can will be sold in stadium and select stores next month. Lumberbeard, your preferred craft brewery partner of USL Spokane. Up with it, Spokane Velocity. Quickly dispossessed in their openings in the mid-park. Probably a wise foul there committed by Spokane Velocity. Stopping up the break, as it was Denton who trampled over the Oakland player. Oakland have now managed over 200 passes in the attacking half. They've had a much less involved measure of possession in recent weeks in the league. Forced into commanding much of it today, as Marancio will win the high claim and win the whistle as well. Marancio has already been booked once for time wasting. The referee wouldn't send him off for it, would he? It should be noted, Spokane Velocity do not have a backup goalkeeper available today. It does not seem like it could be on the cards here, as Anwar Pelaez has gone down, and it looks like he's going to be recovered from the match as substitutions are at the ready. Physio's coming on. Not quite sure what's wrong with Anwar Pelaez. Hope he's all right. He is the point of separation now as Luis Heel, the captain, the other man to break the score sheet today, comes to check on Anwar Pelaez. Pelaez being examined. Gagi and Nabil Hackshot with some words of encouragement. The referee is keeping note of the time that's come off the clock here. It'll all be added in the aggregate. It will be Bryce Meredith and Javier Martin Heel that come on. A look back down memory lane at the goal from Anwar Pelaez that made things 2-0 at the time. Again, he is the point of separation now. It feels so long ago that he breached Oakland roots and made it 2-0. At that point, Spokane were certainly in full control. And it's the other goal scorer that's going to come off as well, as Luis Heel is taken out of the game. Here's Luis Heel's first involvement, as Waldeck was able to receive the ball and given room to cross. There is maybe nobody better in USL League One, if not the USL Championship, doing exactly this. And it's pinpointed to Luis Heel, the captain. He comes off. That's notable if it gets the penalties. He is the designated taker. A much more twosome midfielder will fill in for him in the form of the rookie Bryce Meredith. And it seemed that Anwar Pelaez was going to come off. Jack Denton has been at the heart of matters in mid-park for Spokane. He will steal in with a new partner as Anwar Pelaez. Well, he's not come off. He's going to check back into the game. There was some discussion about that, but Pelaez steps back in. Creates some intrigue as to where Javier Martin Heel will set up. A traditional fullback type, can play on either wing. It looks like he's going to play a more central role. As Spokane commit to shutting up shop in this final 5 minutes. So, confirmation that Luis Heel has come off. Pierre Reedy, who was the instigator of so much of the attacking flair Spokane provided, has also made exit, and Pelaez is down again. Nico Brett is available for substitution today. Still working back from an injury suffered a couple weeks ago. Second all-time leading goal scorer in USL Championship history. Nico Brett, not a bad option to turn to. Prowling forward with it, Oakland roots. Rasmussen. Back into the middle. Gibson. Everything in 1 or 2 touches for him. In between lines now, Oakland roots. Gibson. Hackshaw tries his hand at a cross. It's beaten back for now by Spokane Velocity. And scraped out of play. Throw in coming. Pia Ruhanga was the one who was escorting the ball over the line, and it's a throw in for Spokane. In by Waldeck. Bit of an aimless ball. Marancio will gobble it up and consume as much time as he can as well. He's quick to get rid of the ball. The referee having already booked him and had a second conversation. Pelaya is holding it up. Despite the knocks he's taken, still sturdy enough to maintain possession. Andre Lewis absolutely is. Galloping away, Lewis with an option wide. It's Akale. Osongo Akale wisely playing back to Waldeck. And Meredith. Spokane squeezing the life out of the game with the ball. Chipped in behind. Javier Martin Heel was spending in. Play is brought to a stop. El Masnoy. Biaruhanga. And swiveled centrally by Alex Eve. Javier Martin Heel. Waiting on the board to go up. Can Oakland turn it on its head at the death? They certainly hope not. Trying to thunder their side across the line. Spokane firmly sitting in a 4-5-1. Banks of defenders walling off the goal. Gibson. Biaruhanga. And darting in front is Javier Martin Heel. Andre Lewis grabs hold. Spokane hit the gas. Akale screaming a ball in. It's cued out. Confirmation of 4 minutes of stoppage time. Brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort and Hotel. At the end line, called into action, the goalkeeper. It was a cross and nearly became a goal. Lucky Oprah making the inverted run into the channel. Left his cross too close to the goal, but at that height, the goalkeeper forced into a parry. And had he not, that probably nestles into the bottom corner. Spokane might even find this opportunity more valuable than the tally to take it to a 2-goal lead. Played short in the corner. And dumped out of play. The doors of the Last Chance Saloon swinging for Oakland Roots. Twisting, turning free for a second was Jack Denton. Now he's lost custody. Peter Wilson plotting and planning. Kai Green. And smothered by Spokane. Marancio hammers away. One step closer. Stammering on the balls, Gibson. Working the calculus, now Rasmussen. Glancing header from David Garcia. And taken to the end line, Marancio will just walk it to the corner. Sly stuff from the goalkeeper, extracting every second. Kai Green. Roots smoothly working on the ball. Jumped in behind for Oprah. A little bit awkward on the clearance. It's a throw-in coming into the last minute as a pair of changes prepared by Spokane. Some aerial defense artillery brought on in the form of Marcelo Lodge. All 6'5" of them. Nico Brett as well. Clock will stop until these players get on. And Pelaez finally does make way. And Lodge joins the show. A big body in a big moment. Hoping to create a no-fly zone in and around the 18-yard box ahead of this long throw. Nabil Hackshaw, the veteran. Goalkeeper's up. With Arch, Spiegel knocked down, the goal's open. Spokane racing out. Nico Brett on the end of it. Waiting to let fly, it's blocked. The game losing shape, but not tension. Smacked out of play. Rushing forward again, Oakland Roots. The ebbs and flows of late game drama. Omanakis can't get hold. A look at the watch. Spiegel. Not nearly enough. But it is enough for Spokane Velocity, who hang on. Barraged in the second half, but across the line. Lee Wiedman, the one smiling from a real battle with Gavin Glinton and Oakland Roots. Maybe not smiling. Nose to nose, that kind of contest. Bare knuckles. In the Jägermeister Cup first round, another USL League One side has claimed victory, and Lee Wiedman is incensed. Usually a cool head is requiring of some escort. Away from the fracas, says Spokane. Soak in their result, well earned. The temperature was high all game long, boiling over at the end, but we'll break it all down when we come back. The Jägermeister Cup never fails to live up to the billing. Spokane Velocity strike out and secure all 3 points in this first phase game, winning 2-1 over Oakland Roots. Folks, stick around.
De vez en cuando, todos queremos soltarnos. Solo necesitamos un poco de ayuda. Conozca Un Poco de Ayuda. El Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition 2024. Pasa por cualquier terreno para que puedas darlo todo. Obtén una gran oferta en una Bronco Sport hoy mismo. Arrienda una Bronco Sport Wild Edition por $339 al mes por 36 meses o cómpralo con 3.9 por 36 y obtén $2,000 de bono Wild.
When spring 2025 rolls back around, Spokane Zephyr FC will too, for part 2 of their inaugural season. You could witness all 7 spring home matches with a spring match pack. Tickets to 7 fast-paced matches in a fun, soccer-crazed environment at one Spokane stadium. Plus, you'll get season ticket holder benefits like merch discounts, a VIP party, and more. Visit uslspokane.com to score your spring match pack now.
At Eastern Washington University, students and faculty work side by side to restore a lost prairie and decrease our carbon footprint. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And urban and regional planning students partner with cities to gather the data they need to address homelessness. interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world. That's Eastern Washington University and you.
Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Much to pick through after 90 minutes between Spokane Velocity and Oakland Roots. And Spokane were quick to throw the first punch. It would start with Pierre Reedy weaving his way through the defense and Waldeck. This is smooth and silky, straight onto the head of Louis Hill, who would open things up by simply bringing a nod to the ball. And just ahead of halftime, Spokane would double the lead. Again, it's Pierre Reedy fighting off the tackle of Kai Green, scrambling in towards the end line. Such a nice run from Andre Lewis, and the ball matches the movement as he slotted it straight into Anwar Blayez's reach. And within reach, 7 minutes into the half, we're Oakland Roots just fighting that ball across the line. Gagi was the one who finally helped it there amidst several Oakland Roots players, but it would not be enough on the day. And Spokane would see victory. The full-time stats at the tail of that tape. 10 shots for Oakland Roots, just not enough of them productive. Only the 3 on target, despite having a massive share of possession. A little bit of Catenaccio from Spokane Velocity in the second half was enough to start the group phase out the right way for the home side. This will be a memorable result for Spokane with the win over the USL Championship side, Oakland Roots, who have their winning streak in the league to defend next time out. But for Spokane, they keep the good feeling going. That's 5 unbeaten for them. They stream forward into the rest of their season with high heads. It's been a pleasure to have you along for the ride, folks. For our entire great cast and crew, I've been Peyton Gallagher. We'll talk to you soon.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
Fu. And crafting the move here, our Spokane Velocity. Left in for Waldeck, who beams it across. Lewis Hill